What is up, guys? It's Frank here with a user-submitted replay, and today we're doing something a little bit different. This is from Bugs Bunny on the ladder, and Bugs is kind of a newer player, less than 10 hours spent in Stormgate so far, and they just said, you know what, I would like for some people with a little bit of experience in the game to have a look at the replay, let me know what you think is going wrong, what's going right. Right off the bat, I would say that I can tell that this bob was not, or this habitat wasn't built using the Q menu. Because it didn't go back and start mining immediately. I do like the barracks quickly, and it looks like the bobs are continuing to come out as quickly as possible. But yeah, another habitat when you're already at 30 and the denominator for supply seems like maybe you don't need another habitat right now. Also, it's worth knowing, just watching. Okay, see now if you use the Q menu, if you Q build, then these bobs will usually go back to mining resources. Every second that these bobs are just standing still, they're not, they could be building a building, they could be mining resources, they could be getting Ethereum. There's a lot of different things they could be doing. All right, so it looks like we're going to be going straight into a biokinetics lab, and another thing worth noting is that you can select all of your idle workers by pressing Control I like India on the keyboard, and it'll just select all of them. Also, it's worth knowing that oh man, throwing down another. Yeah, you you played Terran, didn't you? It's worth knowing that bobs can power build. So by that I mean you can have multiple bobs building one building. So maybe like this bob, you don't need any more supply right now. So you could send this bob to come over here and help him build the biokinetics lab. Also, I noticed in the Discord that you said that it seems like you're not mining Therium fast enough. The Vanguard faction has a building called the Scrapyard, and because the bobs hang on, they can still build as they have resources on their backpack. You could probably get these bobs to build a scrapyard just south of the Ethereum patch right here, and that way they don't have to spend time running back and forth. All that time that they spent walking back and walking forth is oh, looks like the opponent already showed up with their doggy. First exo pops out, which is nice, but I would think by now you would want to you'll want to have started your own natural here. Alright, but 3 Lancers and an Exo versus 4 Lancers. Oh no. No, but it looks like Bugs is gonna be just fine here. Do we have any tech coming out of BK Lab? Not yet, but it's fine. He still survived that initial attack with 4 Lancers, so it should be all right. Throwing down a sentry post, I think Static D is rightfully not that strong in this. Oh no! Come back! I would say come back and get this healing camp once you have a couple of army units. Not only does this create a little circle, like a healing fountain almost, where your units can go in and just chill and they'll get healed over time. But there's also a passive health regen that all of your units get, to include your mechanical units. So taking out this health camp is pretty good, and starting an expansion right here is really good. Okay. Alright, so you do know about the scrapyard. I would probably say building it a little bit closer might be better for you, but I get it. You can't really see through the fog of war. Specifically for this map, I'll send a worker down here just so they can scout it out first and then build the structure. But alright, looks like we've got another dog and 4 Lancers coming up for more aggro, but we don't see any. There's no front line. Yeah, this is all Exos. Exos might get chewed up here a little bit by the Lancers. Yeah, you're gonna want some frontline units. So Exos are really strong when it comes to focus fire, but look, the Lancer's weapon does bonus to light, so it's doing 15 damage to light. Oh, there we go. Oh no, but the Exos have they have light armor. Okay, again, I would say that getting a Lancer out to act, or a couple Lancers out, and then taking this health camp just so your guys can passively regen would be really good. Also, it looks like you've got an orbital command up, which is great. Okay, perfect. You've already got your first med tech up. 3 bobs on the Therium seems a little light. As an Infernal player anyway, I like to max out at around 8, but I know you're still, I mean, we're still like the 5.5 minute mark. You should definitely have an expansion up by now. Yeah, and then again the scrapyard, like if it's a little bit closer and your bobs don't have to mine back and forth, I'll actually pull my workers from this Therium patch to come down here and mine off of this Therium if it's got better surface area and like a better travel distance, because like they're just gonna mine more efficiently, and then I can worry about saturating this one later. Also, this one trick that doctors hate him for this one trick is earlier on in the game, if you build a habitat or a barracks behind where the Therium is, and the Therium can't spawn where the building is, it'll force the Therium, the fairy berries, to start spawning closer to your command structure. So that's one way to make sure that you're maximizing your Therium count. But yeah, we're into the 6.5 minute mark now. We should have had an expansion a while ago. And it looks like you're wanting to go mech heavy. Also, something that I haven't touched on yet is you have a top bar ability called Bob Overcharge. And what a lot of players will do when they want to go expand is they'll grab 4 bobs that, don't have anything in their backpack, or just, the 4 bobs that they can. And they'll start walking them down towards this natural base. And right when they're almost about to be out of range of the Bob Overcharge, that's when they'll hit Bob Overcharge. And bobs with the Bob Overcharge build a lot faster, so your natural expansion can go up pretty quickly. Yeah. All right, good to see that you're saturating right there. Also, there's an upgrade at the scrapyard called the Orbital Energy Optimization, so that you can keep promoting your units a little bit faster. Oh, you're building a Sentinel. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I would say just continuing to expand, because getting all this tech and building all these units off of one base, I think is pretty rough. That, and like once you expand, if you find yourself floating too much Luminite, build more barracks, because exos go pretty quickly. They fall quite quickly, and replenishing them require. Yeah, I mean you could try and have one barracks do it all at once, but that'll take a long time. If you have like 6, 7, 8 barracks all training exos at the same time, then you can get those numbers back up pretty quickly. Looks like you're doing a good job coming across the map. Again, you still haven't taken a single creep camp yet, and I said that before this kind of turns into a healing fountain. The other benefit is that for each slime that you kill, you get Luminite. Like, you actually get resources for killing these camps. Same with the Vision camp, which is actually super nice, because then you'll know like when your opponent's coming. And yeah, there's like a passive Luminite camp. This guy's kind of strong. You might lose an Exo or 2 to him. Passive Therium camp, that'll just trickle in some extra Therium for you. And every time you take these camps, the camp will level up. So it'll be harder to kill, but you get more, the benefit from that camp is increased as well. So, for example, the health camp will heal you more. The Luminite camp will generate more Luminite. The energy regen camp will let your medtechs and your sentinel regenerate energy quicker. So yeah, the camps are definitely worth taking, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just a couple of things that I noticed. That there's, again, I'm an Infernal main, so I'm sure there's Vanguard players that would have better feedback for you. But let's see, I know there's a couple of Vanguard players on Untapped.gg that make their replays publicly available. But just watching pro replays. I know it's not as fun as watching a YouTube video or something like that, but getting one of those replays from the pros. Actually, I think there is a Vanguard intro playlist on YouTube somewhere. And but yeah, just looking at what all the pros are doing, watching the watching this clock right here and seeing like, okay, at what time did they throw down their natural expansion? At what time, or how many bobs did they use to build a barracks? How many overcharge? Like, do they save their overcharge or their orbital energy, their top bar energy, until a certain time? Paying attention to those details and kind of like realizing it's like, okay, by this moment, I need to start this command, and it kind of sets up a checklist for you, so you're not just like winging it. But anyway, hope that was helpful for you, Bugs. Good luck, man.